The magic of the Mvemba Kingdom is a chilling tale of power, betrayal, and ancient sorcery whispered through generations, and it remains a secret even to those who claim to know its truths. Nestled deep in the heart of the dense, shadowy jungles of Central Africa, the Mvemba Kingdom was a place of unimaginable power and mysterious rituals where the line between the living and the supernatural was perilously thin. The kingdom's rulers were feared, revered, and thought to wield powers beyond comprehension thanks to their intimate connection with the ancient magic of the land. The story begins centuries ago when the Mvemba Kingdom first rose to prominence. It was not through sheer military might or wealth but through something far more potent, magic. The kingdom's first ruler, King Mvemba I, was said to have been born under an eclipse, marking him as a child of destiny. From a young age, he showed signs of extraordinary abilities. Legends speak of him summoning storms with a wave of his hand, controlling wild animals with his will, and even communicating with the spirits of the ancestors. His power was not merely physical, it was mystical, drawn from the land itself, and it was said that the kingdom flourished because of this connection to the supernatural world. But there was a price to this power. King Mvemba was said to have made a pact with the spirits of the jungle. In exchange for his unrivaled power, the kingdom would have to perform dark, blood-soaked rituals every year during the blood moon, a time when the veil between the living and the dead was thinnest. These rituals, conducted deep in the heart of the jungle, were meant to appease the spirits and keep the kingdom's power strong. The people whispered that those who participated in these ceremonies would disappear, becoming lost forever in the jungle, never to be seen again. For centuries, the Mvemba Kingdom thrived. Its warriors were unmatched, its crops abundant, and its people were prosperous. The kingdom became a beacon of wealth and power in the region, attracting traders and travelers from far and wide. However, despite the kingdom's outward success, an unease began to settle over the land. The people whispered that the price of their prosperity was steep, and some began to fear the rituals that the king demanded. As time passed, the kingdom's rulers, descendants of Mvemba I, became increasingly obsessed with preserving their reign and power. They knew that as long as the rituals continued, the kingdom would remain blessed by the spirits. But the rulers began to make darker pacts, promising the spirits more than what was initially required. It is said that the kings, consumed by their greed and hunger for immortality, began to offer not just sacrifices of the innocent but their own kin, their own flesh and blood. This horrific practice created a rift between the royal family and the rest of the kingdom. The most tragic chapter in the Mvemba Kingdom's history began when King Mvemba III, the last ruler of the line, began to perform these rituals in secret, promising the spirits that he would give everything, including the life force of his beloved daughter, Nyara, the kingdom's heir. Nyara, unaware of her father's plans, was adored by the people for her wisdom and grace, and many believed that she could one day rule the kingdom and end the curse that haunted them all. But her father, desperate to ensure his own immortality in the kingdom's supremacy, turned on his own flesh and blood. On the night of the blood moon, as the kingdom prepared for its darkest ritual yet, King Mvemba III summoned Nyara to the royal palace. The night was suffocatingly still, the jungle eerily silent as if it, too, was holding its breath. Nyara, unaware of the terrible fate that awaited her, was led deep into the royal chamber where the royal priests chanted in an ancient tongue. The air grew heavy with the scent of incense and the sound of the drums reverberated like the heartbeat of the earth itself. The king, with a trembling hand, took Nyara's hands in his and whispered the final words of the curse. But Nyara, sensing the treachery in her father's touch, broke free from his grip and fled into the night, screaming for her life. The jungle, however, had other plans. It was as if the very land itself had risen in response to the betrayal. The jungle's spirits, angered by the king's greed in his attempt to sacrifice his daughter, howled in fury, shaking the earth. The ground trembled as Nyara ran, and the trees bent and twisted, their roots reaching out to ensnare her. Despite her desperate flight, Nyara was never seen again. Her disappearance marked the kingdom's fall from grace. The spirits, enraged by the betrayal, cursed the land, casting a shadow of death and despair upon the Mvemba Kingdom. Crops withered, the jungle grew wild and untamable, and the warriors who had once been undefeatable fell to sickness and madness. The kingdom's people began to vanish, one by one, lost to the jungle, their fates sealed by the magic they had once relied upon. As the years passed, the once mighty Mvemba Kingdom began to decay. It was as if the kingdom itself had been cursed to fade into the nothingness it had once conquered. The royal palace crumbled, overtaken by vines and the creeping madness of the land. Travelers who ventured near the ruins spoke of hearing the cries of Nyara in the wind, her voice echoing through the jungle, begging for vengeance. Some claimed to have seen her spirit, a shadow of her former self, wandering the jungle, her eyes hollow with sorrow and rage. But no one dared venture into the jungle for long, for those who did were said to never return. It was as if the jungle itself had become a living thing, a dark, hungry entity that devoured anyone foolish enough to enter. Today, the Mvemba Kingdom is a lost memory, a place swallowed by the earth and the jungle. The land is haunted. The ruins of the once great kingdom lie hidden beneath the dense foliage, waiting for those who dare to seek out its cursed secrets. Some say the spirits of the past still linger in the jungle, and that the magic of the Mvemba Kingdom is still alive, waiting for the next fool to come and claim it at a price far steeper than they can imagine. And, on nights when the blood moon rises, the winds carry the whispers of the jungle, warning all who listen. Those who seek power without understanding its cost will never escape the consequences. The Mvemba Kingdom's magic lives on in the land, and in the souls of those who sought to control it, forever bound to the jungle's dark embrace. For more intriguing stories, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Thank you and see you next time.